Hey, Silverbugs, this is Meltdown Money, and tonight I want to talk about how I turned 10 of these into 10 of these. And for those who don't know, these are $100 trillion notes from Zimbabwe back in 2008. They currently aren't um, currency. Zimbabwe now is based on the US dollar. They use US dollars and don't use their own currency anymore after they went into hyperinflation. Interesting story. Um, but I originally bought these back in 2012. I bought 10 of them. And I bought them because I wanted to get them autographed. I was going to get Ron Paul to autograph them, and just never got around to doing that. But I got them because I thought they were neat. And uh, I ended up paying it was about $4.30 a piece that I bought those for, and I just held on to them, had them in kind of had them in my collection. Thought they were neat, would look at them from time to time, and just kept holding on to them. And then this year I decided that it was time to let them go. That I really needed to reshuffle my stack. That at this point there was too much value locked up in these bills, and I started having a feeling that while they're neat now, um, there might be other countries in the next few years that'll be creating $100 trillion notes, and the value will be lost, would be lost. So I was ready to part with them. They could easily go up another 100% from where they are now, but I ended up buying each one of these notes for uh, about $4.40 a piece, and then sold them for $48 a piece uh, over the last month or so. And I really decided to do that, like I said, because I think they might lose their novelty in the next couple of years. That there could be other countries that end up going into some kind of hyperinflation cycle, and just a few years ago they were talking about, oh, it was like 3 years ago, they were talking about the US printing $1 trillion coin, uh, in the worst case of default and debt. And this was being talked about on national news media. This was stories, y'all can Google it, that was being circulated as a possible way of paying off our debt without having to default on it. I would argue that is a default anytime you start debasing your currency that way. But um, so what I figured was is that if I went ahead and took the value that were in these bills, that I could go ahead and put them into something that I thought that would have a better chance of increasing over the next year or two. So what I did was I traded, basically what I ended up doing was swapping 10 times 100 trillion Zimbabwe dollars for 20 ounces or 10 coins of these Queen's Beasts. And I've been buying these now. I've got my first roll about 2 months or so ago, and been holding out to see what I wanted to buy, and it really just made sense to me that this was the first year of issue uh, for these for these coins, and that there's going to be a total of 10 in this series that comes out. And I think as the series matures, that more and more people are going to want to go back and get those older, that first year's coin. And and with that, even if the series doesn't mature and it kind of flops, so I could win that way. I could win if the series becomes popular and people want to go back and get those old coins and pay the premium for that. Or I can win if silver just increases on its own, if the price of silver goes up. So if the spot price ends up in the 30 or $40 range, just the premium on these coins, I'll be able to then take the extra value out of those assets um, uh, moving forward. So this was the box that I got, and you can see I'm opening it here. Um, Not as pleased with this roll as I am with the first roll I got. I'll have to get that first roll out and really check it out again. But as you see here, almost all the coins look excellent on the obverse and reverse. They really have a good look to them. But what I was surprised in this one coin in the middle, that I end up showing in the middle here, but the one coin has milk spotting in the reading, and I really hate that. I was really hoping for just a pristine roll here, and the milk spotting in the reading is not that big of a deal. Um, Milk, it's bullion. It's it's not that big of a deal, I guess. But I still like to have my coins looking good, and and I think that does make it a little bit easier to sell. The plus side here is that because it's in the reading on the side, I can use a high polymer eraser to erase off that milk spotting because it's in the reading and you're not going to be able to see that those fine scratches. Of course, you have to get your jeweler's loupe to see those when you use a good high polymer eraser, um, but you won't be able to see in that reading that milk spot. So that's good. I mean, I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased it wasn't on the face, the obverse or the reverse of it. And I find it interesting that it wasn't on either of those surfaces, that it was only on the sides. I do have some more Queen's Beast on the way. I'm going to be looking to see if the milk spotting is the same way, and I'll check out my old coins as well. So, all right, well, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I kind of wanted to just go into the reasoning, how I got these. I mean, basically, this was an investment of $43 that in 4 years. I bought it in October of 2012, and then I sold those in September of 2016. So that's 4 years, and so basically that turns out to about a 73% profit per year on holding on to those dollars. And that's what we're doing here, right? We're trying to buy assets, and we're trying to flip those assets. When we feel like we've gotten the maximum value that we could um, get out of that asset. That's one approach. Another approach is this is savings, right? This is how we are taking out our dollars out of a fiat currency and locking away value the best we can. All right. Well, I think that will do it for this video. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to add them below. Otherwise, keep stacking.